do stretch to screen, which will scale it horizontally, and then you can go, and without holding that, you hold down the shift key, sorry, do stretch to screen, which will scale it horizontally like this, and then without holding that, you hold down the shift key, sorry. So it takes a little bit of fiddling, but you can actually make it so it looks like as if you're playing on a 21 monitor. So that is how you stream Overwatch. You get your webcam selected and actually make it so it looks like as if you're playing on a 21 monitor. So that is how you stream Overwatch. You get your webcam selected and actually make it so it looks like as if you're playing on a 21 monitor. So that is how you stream Overwatch. You get your webcam selected and actually make it so it looks like as if you're playing on a 21 monitor. So and actually make it so it looks like as if you're picking that, you hold down the shift key, sorry. This is what I do. You right click, transform, and you do stretch to screen, which will scale it horizontally, and then you can go, and without holding that, you hold down the shift key, sorry, and you scale it like this, and then move it across. So it takes a little bit of fiddling, but you can actually make it so it looks like as if you're playing on a 21:9 monitor. So that is how you stream Overwatch. You get your webcam stuff set up by adding in various sources, and you basically scale it to however you want it to be scaled. This is a very simple way to do it. This is how I do it for Overwatch, and it works extremely well. Now, on to scenario number 2, where you're playing in a 21:9 native ratio. And this is basically what I recommend you doing, because it means that you can do some pretty cool stuff. And say, for example, I want to stream Bioshock Infinite, which I've been doing for the past week. This is how I set up my scene when I'm doing playing a game natively at 21:9. I introduce a game capture, which is here, and you can see that I've set it up as a capture any full screen application, and you can just simply move that up here. So that's your game capture sorted. When you initially come to start streaming in 21:9, you're just going to have that up there, so you can actually scale the webcam up and down just to make sure it all fits nicely. Now, what I recommend for your Twitch layout is to have your webcam in the bottom left-hand corner, any social media or anything in the middle, and the Twitch chat in the bottom right-hand corner. That way it's nice, symmetrical, and looks a little bit professional. So here's what you need to do. You need to add in a window. So you go window capture, we'll name this chat test, okay, and now here's where you'll run into an error. You want to select the chrome.exe Twitch Google Chrome tab. You select okay. For most of you it's going to show up as black, and that's no good. This is a common problem with OBS and Google Chrome. So what you need to do is you need to go into your Chrome settings, which you'll find here, and need to be careful not to show you my internet history. And you need to go down to use hardware acceleration when available. That will be selected on. You need to turn that off. For some reason with Chrome, when you have it off, it works perfectly fine. When you have it on, it'll just break and you'll get a black screen. So once that's there, you can select this. I choose to have it set up just like this. That way you can see the most recent chat messages, and one of the important things here as well is that you have it after your pattern background, but before your game capture. That way that the game capture will sit on top of it, and you'll only get the most recent bits of chat. So that, mainly because it's just been an absolutely phenomenal experience to use. So if I go onto Twitch alerts now if I do Twitch alerts, test follow alert, you will see I get a notification, but I also get a little square down there that says Mr. Mammoth is following himself, although he has no fans. And that's basically how you get 21:9 set up and looking pretty. You can also have a pattern background. So pattern background is another image that you load. I just searched up 4K textures, and then I put that into here, and I made it the bottom so it kind of sticks on the bottom. And you're good to go basically. You just layer everything how you want it to look on top of that. The Mr. Mammoth and @NanoPenatech social media links I also just did in Twitter. I did in Photoshop, and that's also another image layered over the top of that. So that is basically how you set up a 21:9 stream and make it looking kind of pretty. There are different ways to do it. I know that some people have their game capture in the middle and they have a top and bottom overlay. I choose to have it on top mainly because I think it looks a little bit more slick. But yeah, that's basically it. If you guys have got any questions, then please do let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them inside, or something that just doesn't support 21:9, and that will occur if a game doesn't support 16:9, sorry, 21:9. Great experience there. Twitch channel, it is Mr. So again, so hopefully Terry Crews will be doing some streaming as well, and Terry, if you're watching, you're
Welcome everybody. Today is at last the long-awaited video depicting the Stress Level 0 streaming setup. This is Spencer. You guys probably, most of you guys know. Spencer is the mastermind behind the setup. He designed how we were going to kind of pull off this atrocity to computer kind. It started about 2 years ago with extensions over to all the computers. These two. So each one is like a 3.0. The idea was ultimate like streaming setup. So we have 2 more PCs over here, and these are behemoths. And we came via this massive feed
and take all those compositions and allows us to switch between them. So I can show Haldean's screen, switch it over to the Elsa screen, or switch it over to Nate's screen. And also the best thing about this setup is it allows us to have a 3-second delay. So that way I hear somebody scream, I can cut to them before they scream in the stream.
We just ate them up. They're all dead. Push! We just ate them up. They're all dead. Push!
Explain why you have 2 sets of headphones on.
Usually I have 3 sets of headphones on. I take that final mixed output and we send it up to the top computer.
Alright, so you've bought your ultra wide monitor and now your screen really you want to be able to play your game. Capture that, and that's pretty much it. If you preview the stream and then there you go, you have it set there, so you can position it and size it, fit it to screen, and boom, you're pretty much ready to go. What we'll do actually is we'll set up a game, ultra wide monitor. So I'd recommend, so hopefully 16. You know, doing 2560 by 1440 isn't too bad. I should online streaming. Obviously, the disadvantage.
What is going on, guys? JB Gamer here, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to record. This is a 21:9. Yeah, let's go ahead and get it. You'll see it at the top, just like, and do that and click OK. So obviously you don't have any sources in this new scene. If you go back up to this scene, I have this source. But in your new scene, after you've done that, you want to click your new scene, go over to sources and click add. And if you're just wanting to capture gameplay, you know, you can also capture your mic and stuff like that with the software. Then you go to game capture, and you can name this whatever you want as well. So I'm just going to type in a bunch of random stuff, click OK, and this is pretty much all set up how it needs to be for now. Now you will need to switch this in just a little bit, but we'll leave that alone for now. If you want the software to capture your mouse cursor, then you can, you know, enable that or disable it. I normally keep that disabled myself, but you know, that's your preference, I guess. So after you've done that, click OK, and then you're gonna have your own scene here. So after you've done that, it's pretty simple here. So you go into settings, and you can see your general stuff here. Once you go into encoding, this is where it gets a little bit important, so or very important, I guess I should say. So this is, you can go ahead and copy these settings down. Now I will say, this is a very I don't even know what the word is, I guess intensive, gonna bring your FPS a pretty good PC, or not exactly played it in game, which it'll bring your FPS down a little bit, but it won't be too bad, as long as you have a pretty high end system. If you that's be pretty bad when it go ahead and COD will not work. I think either enabled or it's not want to have. You don't want that to 10. You want to use a custom buffer size, and you want to set that to 0, and your max bit rate should be 1000. So a lot of people will tell you that it needs to be higher. It does not. Just put it to go. This should be 320, the highest setting it could go, not 256 but 320, and this should be stereo. So most of that stuff, or a lot, but you will have to change a lot. Don't need to change anything here. Now go to your broadcast settings. This is just where you're gonna set stuff up, so, or like where the video is going to be recorded to. So if it's into a commentary or something like I do, then you're gonna want this on file, output, plays. Pretty much all you need to do there. You can leave that how it is. Here is your video. Now this is pretty important as well. This just shows you your video adapter or video card or graphics card, whatever you want to call it. As I said, I have a GTX 980 Ti. Base resolution, you want this to be custom. You do not want it to be monitor. You want it to be custom, and you want to have this to 1920. So you, and then you want to have that to 60, like to how it already is. Like it should be default set to. It may be a place in some of these the F10 stuff, then you can use those. I just use start and stop though. In advanced, this is pretty important as well. You want to use multi-threaded optimizations. You want to have that checked. You want to have that to high. I don't know why. Scene buffering time 700, that should be set already. Disable encoding while on hotkey. I don't believe. So I want to have enabled. To have so very hard on stuff. Yeah, have that 700 just checked. So it's pretty. I actually think you need to mess with that stuff as either. Well, yeah, I'll just open up Titanfall, what it needs to be. So here, let me go ahead and turn these settings down as well, because I don't want this. I have my speakers turned off. So after you open up the game, you can just go ahead and minimize that. Bring up OBS here. Go after you have your scene and you go to your source, right click your source, go to properties, and this will bring up this screen again. Click the little down arrow here and go to whatever you're wanting to record. I want to record Titanfall, so click that. Click OK, and you're good to go basically. So if we bring up Titanfall again, and then we click this, and now if we click preview stream, you're gonna see this. So this is what you want to see, and then you can just go ahead and stop previewing it. So we're gonna go ahead and put that down. So as I said, you can